A more than 3-year legal fight by News 4 is set to take a big turn. We've fought for you and won the release of video, documents, and other information related to the 2022 school shooting in Uvalde. The Uvalde School District is set to release it all sometime today, probably this evening. The records are expected to give us a better idea, more detail on what happened at the scene the day of the Robb Elementary mass shooting in 2022.
And we have been expecting the release of these records all day long. The I-Team's Jordan Elder joins us live in the studio. Jordan, what are we expecting to learn from these records?
We're expecting to get things like 911 call records, files related to the shooter, and more details on the 2 officers that are now charged with child endangerment. So we've heard a lot about former UCISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo, but we haven't heard key details about why former officer Adrian Gonzalez is being charged. He's facing 29 counts of child endangerment, 1 for each child who survived and 1 for each child who did not. So I want to give you a look at the school district's history here. 2 months after the shooting, former Chief Arredondo steps down from his newly elected role on the Uvalde City Council. Now, a month after that, the UCISD board votes to fire Pete Arredondo from his police chief position. In October, they disband the entire department, hoping to rebuild it. Now we're going to fast forward to June of 2024. That's when Arredondo and former officer Adrian Gonzalez are both indicted on several counts of child endangerment, the only officers to be charged for their actions or inactions on the day of the shooting. And then last month, UCISD as well as Uvalde County vote to release records after a court order. And that brings us to right now. The district and the county are expected to release these records, and it could be at any minute now.
And as we understand, so the school district is releasing theirs, but as you mentioned there, the county also expected to release this all at the same time.
Yes, so they have already gone through and voted. We knew that it might come at some point this week, but now we're hearing that it could be as soon as sometime tonight. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on for you.
And the latest for the school district would be tomorrow morning.
The school district we could see within the next few minutes, potentially the next few hours. We have been working with a legal team on this as we pursue these records. So as soon as the records are in their hands, they will then transfer them over to us.
And of course, we'll be pouring over them and we'll be posting them online. And it's going to be a developing story we're following for you all night. All right, Jordan, thanks a lot for that. Speaking of, it was less than 3 weeks ago when many of the victims of the families urged the school district to release their files during a board meeting. They're demanding the truth, saying that there was no need to drag this out any longer than it already has been drug out.
News 4 San Antonio's Matt Roy joins us live, continuing our team coverage. Matt, how do the families feel about this today?
Mandy, whenever big drops of information like this happen, it's kind of a bittersweet day for a lot of the families. On one hand, they get some more information about the worst day of their lives when their loved ones are passed. On the other, they have to relive that day yet again. I spoke with Jesse Rizzo today, who plays a pretty unique role in all this. First and foremost, he's the uncle of young Jackie Cáceres, who was killed in the shooting. But as of last year, he's also a UCISD board member who's played a key role in making this evening's release happen. He says the hope is that he and the families will be able to find some peace now and that they can help rebuild the trust between the families and the school district.
You finally get some answers to some of the questions that we've had for a long time, and I think it allows an opportunity to people to heal, for the community to come together and to understand each other. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's something that the kids would have wanted as well.
But not all the families wanted more information about their deceased loved ones out in the open. They are doing their best to move on and leave all of this behind. Now, Rizzo says he understands and respects their thoughts, but the vast majority of the families wanted more information released. Now, while I was out here in Uvalde this morning, I also stopped by the Commissioner's Court, who had a meeting this morning at about 10 o'clock. I spoke with some of the county officials, and they confirmed to me that they will also be releasing their information either tonight or tomorrow morning at the latest. So after 3 years, the family is finally getting some of the answers that they've been demanding. Reporting live in Uvalde, I'm Matt Roy, News 4, San Antonio.
Like we said, this is just the latest step in our more than 3-year legal fight to win the release of documents that have been kept from public view. In January of 2024, the Department of Justice released its report into the Robb Elementary shooting. Just about a year ago, the city of Uvalde released all of its information, including hours of video from officers on the scene. Last September, Customs and Border Protection released its records.
Well, we also pressed the Texas Department of Public Safety once again today to release its records as well. Since 2022, they've been fighting for any release every step of the way. They had dozens of state troopers on the scene that day and were a major presence in the law enforcement response. And they reportedly have more than 2 terabytes of information. They did not respond to our request today. We, of course, will continue pushing for answers, and we will update you with the latest information both on air and online. You can also follow our social media pages and be sure to download our News 4 app to get the very latest sent straight to your phone.